What's happening, guys? Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday, I think it is. Yep, happy Tuesday to you. Wanted to jump on here this morning. I'm up in Kenosha, Wisconsin this morning, headed over to a pre-construction meeting. It is frigid up here, by the way. It's like in the 30s this morning. So I am bundled up. I got another jacket in the back that I'm going to put on when I get out of the car. Getting a little adjusted this morning to this cold. I'm not used to this, man. Good morning, Ziggy. How are you, man? So I wanted to jump on here this morning because I was literally thinking about this all night last night. I was thinking about just what is different, this year versus previous years that I've had. And, to be honest with you, this year has been obviously for all of us, it's been a really, really challenging year, from a variety of different ways. But in a lot of ways, it's been an easier year for me to deal with, for me to navigate. Just from every angle, it's felt very controllable. And I've had a couple of conversations with people this week that they've had, different experiences this year. They've had a lot of challenges and they've had a difficult time, just navigating 2020. And I wanted to give you guys some perspective on, what I think has helped me through this year, really be able to stay focused and keep our eye on the prize, both, me individually and then, that happening throughout our company as well. And what it is, I'm going to tell you here in a second. I'm going to go through here and say good morning to some people. Good morning, Rodney. What's happening, man? Good morning to you, Mr. Calloway. Miss you too, brother. Thank you for being on here. As always, bright and early out there on the West Coast. Dayton, good morning to you, man. Ryan Caddy, what's up, man? Good morning to you, Jeff Baker. Trisha, yeah, the TPG World Tour, it continues for sure. We are in every nook and cranny of the U.S. these days. Jonathan, good morning to you. Dave, look forward to seeing you today too, man. Definitely look forward to seeing my people over at A&A Paving down in Chicago. Gonna stop and see those guys on my way back to the airport today. Matt Lee, good morning to you. Adam, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Jared, Bruce, Anthony, what's happening? And Derek Geist, my man, good morning to you. So here's what I want to tell you guys. Here's what has kept me, really focused in the right direction this year is that and it is something that some of you guys might follow Grant Cardone. This is one of the things that I took from him that I really implemented into my life that has made a big difference. And that is, Grant says, to get goals so big that your problems pale in comparison. And that seems like a cliche statement, but when you really boil it down, it makes a huge difference. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Ryan. What's happening, Chase? Thanks for being here, guys. But when you really boil that down and you think about like all of these things that come your way in life, all these things that come your way in business, and there's a lot of them, right? They can distract you, that can get you on the wrong course, that can just mentally wrap your mind up around something that's like really insignificant. And that can only happen if in your mind the end result is a maybe, or it's small enough for that thing to stop you from getting it. Think about that for a minute. If that thing that you are chasing, whatever that goal is, if it's just kind of a conservative goal, something insignificant that comes into your life, a challenge, adversity, anything like that, it will slow you down or it will stop you from getting where you're trying to go. On the flip side, if you have massive goals and you spend time on those goals, you spend time visualizing them, what it's going to be like, you're always casting that vision to your team, to the people around you, to your family, and everybody is bought into that. These problems that you face, guys, are insignificant. They become very insignificant, and you will recognize that almost instantaneously when it happens. It's like, dude, this is nothing compared to where we're going. This is what's supposed to happen. Some of the challenges that you face, you only face if you're winning. But when they happen, you will have people around you telling you all kinds of different things. Oh man, well, you better be careful. Oh, what if this happens? What if this is, and none of those people have your goals. And that's the challenge, is you have to be able to sort through that. You have to mentally be able to just process that in an instant and understand that adversity is all part of the process you have to go through to get where you want to go. If you're not facing adversity, then you're not doing something big enough. If you're not facing any adversity, then maybe what you're doing isn't getting enough eyeballs on it. And I promise you this, if you do something that gets enough eyeballs on it, if you're making a difference, if you're making progress, there's a lot of people out there that don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen because they don't want to be compared to your progress. So what they will do is they will sit on the sidelines and they'll throw rocks at you. They'll sit on the sidelines and they'll talk about you. They'll sit on the sidelines and they'll try to, throw hurdles in front of you so that you have to slow down. The only thing that is going to slow you down from getting where you're trying to go is you and the mental toughness that you possess not being strong enough. Because when your goals are big enough and where you're going is absolutely crystal clear in your mind, there is no adversity that's going to stop you. That's the truth. And people, I'm telling you guys, people are going to try to tell you all kinds of things about what you're doing and who you are and the people around you and all kinds of stuff. Because what they're doing is they're trying to slow you down so that the comparison to them, there's no gap there. They don't have to work harder to keep up. Think about that. So when you get massive goals, these things that come your way, these hurdles that get thrown in front of you, you will no longer look at them the same. You will process them accordingly. As Trisha said, your circle becomes extremely important because there are going to be days where you feel that challenge, where you feel like things aren't right. Something is out of alignment. And the reality is that the out of alignment starts right here. It starts in your mind. I'm telling you guys, I have been on the other side of this, and now I have this in alignment. There's nothing stopping us. Absolutely nothing stopping us. There's no amount of adversity. There's no challenge on a job. There's no person that wants to, go out and talk. There's nothing. It's all insignificant compared to the people that we're going to help, the problems that we're going to solve, and what we're going to achieve for ourselves, for our families, for everybody that's involved in our organization, for the organizations we're going to give back to, the people that we're going to help along the way. All of that stuff, all of those goals being so big makes all of those challenges and problems completely insignificant. Because when your goals are big enough, those problems will pale in comparison, in the words of Grant Cardone. Good morning to you, Justin Myers. What's happening, Shane Hall? Ryan Austin, my man, good morning to you. That's the best advice I can give you guys. It is probably the thing that when I look back at 2020, the thing that means the most to me has been being able to navigate everything that's happened in 2020, get an incredible result for our company, for our team, for our families in the face of adversity. In the face of adversity. It's stay focused, keep your eye on the prize, as they say. That stuff doesn't happen. You don't get to where you're trying to go. You don't accomplish what you're trying to accomplish by allowing the adversity to slow you down. And the way that you don't allow it to slow you down is to literally have goals so big that the things that come in front of you just don't make a difference. You can easily keep your eye on the prize and accomplish what you set out to do. It's not cliche, guys. It's real life. When these things happen, you have a choice to either give them energy and give them your attention, or deal with them accordingly, work the plan to deal with them, and keep moving forward. And here's what happens when a lot of people hit adversity. They mentally go to the adversity, and that becomes the priority over their goals, their daily activities, the things that they're supposed to do. They literally get paralyzed and they stop making progress. Then they stop making progress and they mentally don't feel as good about themselves. Then they mentally don't feel good about themselves, so the snowball continues down the hill to a place that they were never intended to be. All because they gave the wrong thing their energy and attention. And the only way that you're going to do that is if your goals are not so big and so meaningful and so you are so passionate about them that when these other things hit, it's like, that just doesn't matter. I'm going from point A to point Z regardless of what gets in the way. Whatever gets in the way, you deal with along the way, but you don't give it all of your attention. And that's the challenge that people get hooked up in. They get frozen on one single piece of adversity or multiple things that happen. They want to get stuck in the rut. I've said this a bunch of times before, but I'll say it again this morning. The only difference between a rut and a grave is the depth of the hole and how long you stay there. Think about that. Think about that. That is 100% accurate. I heard that from Andy Frisella. I don't know where it came from, but that's the only difference, guys. And so when you hit this adversity, which is guaranteed to come, and the higher you climb, the more frequent it gets. When you learn how to master dealing with adversity, and I've by no means mastered it, but I've made a lot of progress. When you learn how to master that, man, does life get better. Man, does it get better. Because you start looking at all these things that are trying to be thrown in front of you. And in some ways, man, you just kind of smile and keep on moving, man. Keep on moving. And do what those people around you depend on you to do. Continue to bring it every single day. Continue to leave it all on the field. Continue to process those things that are thrown in front of you, but just keep moving. And spend time every single day on those goals. Spend time focused on them. Spend time detailing them out. Spend time visualizing them so that you understand what is the end result when we do all of this. What can we actually do with all of this? It's all up here. I know exactly what we're going to do. I told this story last week in our company meeting down in Savannah, but we were getting a truck, vinyl, right? Getting the logos put on a truck, and we went to pick up the truck, and one of the guys on my team looked at me and was like, "Man, who would have thought, a few years ago, that this is what we would be doing, buying new trucks." Getting everything. Look at this, man. It looks beautiful. He said, "Who would have thought?" I said, I would have thought. Because I spend time on it every single day. Every day, those goals become more of a reality already in my mind. I'm already there. So what is in my way of getting there is insignificant. Because the goal is already achieved. Everything that I want for my family, for my team, it's all achieved. It's just a matter of every day going out there, leaving it all on the field to do what needs to be done to make it a reality. And that's it. Adversity is guaranteed, guys. It's guaranteed. The things that you have to deal with in life are not always pleasant. But your response to it is 100% in your control. The attention you give to it is 100% in your control. And that goes to your personal life too. You have challenges in your life. I get a lot of messages. Just posted something about my wife and I get a lot of messages about, oh man, you guys have such a great marriage. We have challenges too. Every couple does, every person does. It's how you learn to deal with them. So again, those problems, those challenges become insignificant compared to how much I love my wife, how much I love the life that we have together. The challenges that we have are like, they're just challenges. It's part of raising 4 children and being married and having multiple businesses and all the things going on. It's part of that process. And it's part of the process for you too. As you try to grow, as you try to take the next step, you try to level up, that's what happens. That's what happens. You're supposed to face adversity. Just make sure that your goals are so big that that adversity and those problems that you face, they're nothing in comparison to where you're going. I hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday. I will see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.